and welcome to Anti-Life Reviews. I am the Tono Claus, here to bring you more holiday cheer as I continue to look at the Marvel holiday specials. Today I'll be looking at 1993's version, which came out in November 16th, 1993, and the 94 one, which came out in November 15th, 1994. Of course, published by Marvel Comics. There was some good stuff last week and some awful stuff. I'm expecting more of the same, as that's sort of how it goes with anthology comics or TV shows or whatever. Let's not beat around the Yule log too much. Hit subscribe and we can get into it. Marvel Holiday Special 1993. It's 58 pages. Story number 1, we have Spider-Man in Hopes and Fears by Stephen Grant and Pat Broderick. Spider-Man saves an angel who falls to Earth from Mephisto's grasp, and it turns out he's the spirit of Christmas, and he helps light up Peter's Christmas tree at home. What the hell was that? Story number 2, Nick Fury in Downtime by Howard Chaykin. Nick Fury is a grump, and he continues to be a grump, but he finds an old Christmas card from a long-dead girlfriend, and he heads over to Dum Dum Duggan's house with gifts for everyone. Story number 3, Tom and Mark in The Gift of the Marvelites by Barry Dutter and Marie Severin. This is about Tom DeFalco and Mark Grunwald. They end up getting each other ironic gifts, but figures out they can just use credit cards instead. Alright. Story number 4, Captain Ultra in Mud Pie by Scott LaBelle and Dennis Jensen. Another unfunny Captain Ultra story that dips into trauma territory at the end, and not in a good way. I really don't like these stories. Story number 5, Old Flamehead in Harvey T. Biscuit's Yule Log by Ann Noctini and Bob Almond. Harvey is a man who hates his life, he hates his mother, he hates his job, and he feels he is close to cracking. Well, he ends up running afoul of the Ghost Rider, who actually apologizes for scaring Harvey. Says he will set things right and demands Harvey's boss give him a bonus and some paid leave. Ghost Rider then comes over for holiday tea, with Harvey hoping the Rider will fix his mother, too. Story number 6, last story for 1993, The Hulk in Free Will by Peter David and Ron Lim. This was a really messy story about the Hulk saving a guy from jumping off a cliff after being told to do it by a psychic. I think if you had read the Hulk comic, you'd know more about this, but I wasn't reading at the time. So, yeah. Marvel Holiday Special 1994, another 58-pager. Let's see if this one's a little bit better. Story number 1, Beast and Iceman in Catastrophe on 34th Street by Kurt Busiek and James Fry. Beast and Iceman deal with some lava people. Turns out the lava people attacked before, and Beast helped them. Turns out humans were clogging some kind of pipeline between their world and ours, so Beast helps again. Him and Iceman give lava kids some presents. Story 2, Captain America in A Midnight Clear by John Osterman and Tom Mandrake. Cap is tracking some slavers with child hostages. Turns out it's just one child hostage, I guess. Somehow the slavers went to where Cap's grandpa used to live. His grandpa looked like Santa Claus and conveniently taught Steve the secrets of the cabin. Well, Cap beats the bad guys and saves the kid. What a great Christmas story. Story number 3, The Thing in Losing the Blues by Greg Wright and Mike Manley. The Thing helps stop some robberies, helps a poor little girl and a homeless guy. The little girl shares some chocolate with Ben for Hanukkah, and he gets the girl and the homeless guy some cocoa. Story number 4, The Silver Surfer in The Eternal Game by Jim DeMatteis and Mindy Newell. The surfer saves a girl who ends up being part of a collective that she must go back to. He then discusses the nature of loneliness with eternity itself. Story number 5, Spider-Man in Star of the Show by Carl Bollers and Gray Marrow. Spider-Man makes sure the Rockefeller Center tree star is working. It's one page with no dialogue. And story number 6, last story of this issue and of the week, The X-Men in The Night Before Xmas by Carl Bollers and Sal Buscema. This is just Twas the Night Before Christmas with pictures of the X-Men celebrating. Well, as you might be able to tell, I did not enjoy this one quite as much as I did last week. So let's go over these stories. 93, starting with Spider-Man. This was stupid and overly complicated. The art was fine. It's everyone's face looking kind of odd and waxy. I just don't know what the hell it's supposed to be. Spirit of Christmas. It was really stupid. The fairy story, the art was really nice. It had a classic Nick Noir look that was really satisfying to see. The story was fine. I mean, it's hard to believe that he found a Christmas card from World War II. It's whatever. Tom and Mark, art was funny, reminded me of Not Brand Eek. Not really sure why these two needed a story, but it was alright. Might have been some in-house joke that I don't get. The Ultra story, sloppy, stupid, not funny. I tried. It was less Toxie 1 and more Toxie 3, if you know what I mean. The Ghost Rider story, the art in this reminded me of Sam and Twitch. It was dark, creepy. The story was twisted and funny. I actually like this one. And the Hulk story, the Hulk looked terrible. He looked like Savage Dragon. And still, him looking like Savage Dragon was better than the story we got out of it. To 94. Beast and Iceman, everyone looks so fucking 90s, it's almost hard to look at them. Two designs in this are awful. Beast looks like Man-Bat. Iceman looks like a frozen Nightcrawler. It was genuinely distracting from the story, which frankly wasn't very good either. This was pretty much hot, wet, oily garbage. Cap story was unnecessarily bleak and unhappy, with the whole thing about Cap thinking how the holidays have been abandoned, slaver thing, a sad kid. I would like some lightness. I don't mind some death, but this felt like they were trying to be miserable. Art was fine. To the Thing, some classic Thing, good-natured, helping out everyone he can, keeping Yancey Street safe. Say that 3 times fast. I can't say it once. A much nicer story, with okay art. Ben looked a little puffy. It looks like he was on the HGH. To the Surfer story, pretty standard space philosophy stuff from the Surfer, which I usually like, and here is no real exception. Not an exciting story, but I enjoyed the Surfer and Eternity having like a nice conversation, and even the Surfer wonders if Eternity is lonely. Art was great. Spider-Man story, art was awful. Spider-Man looks like really fat for some reason, like Earth X fat. It was one page and still was bad. And lastly, the X-Men story. It was kind of cute seeing all the X-Men and the Starjammers. I didn't mention them. Were there together, hanging out. But for some reason, most of the women are pantless. That's something that needs to happen in space. I don't know. Art is a little blocky, but fine. Overall, for 93, was a real disappointment. I expected a certain level of crap with these anthologies. 91, 92 certainly had plenty of it. But I also had good stuff, entertaining stuff, overall heartfelt stuff. Besides the Fury and Ghost Rider ones, this was bad. Like, bad. Had no sense of holiday cheer at all. Even the ones I liked didn't. It felt depressing, poorly written, and with generally bad art. 94 was not good either. Depressing, poorly thought out, and just didn't have any kind of holiday spirit. The grime and gritty of 90s did not produce a lot of hopeful things, and this is certainly in that pile of big pockets and crap. I hope next week would be a little bit more hopeful. Well, that was some more holiday specials, though they didn't feel much like it. Did any of these spark your interest? Let me know down below. Also, don't forget to add me on Instagram under Demon Peaks. Check my Patreon where you can support me for as little as $1. Don't forget to subscribe. And finally, have a great holiday or just a great day. Thank you so much. This has been Tony Makaya, Master of Minds and of Men. And goodbye.